My beautiful, strong scorpions, to save some time, I've shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a 10 card Celtic spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influences for the weekend. As always, I'll be teaching the tarot through each card, so you not only receive your forecast, you grow your own intuitive skill sets and relationship with the cards, because that's what this channel is all about, using tarot for our betterment and our benefit. And I can see how tired you are, my scorpion friends, and how wound up to the next chapter of life you want to start to take place. And it really is starting to happen. Okay, I want you to take that thought and put it firmly in your brain and your heart and your spirit. I think this is what it's just like. This week is kind of like a catch up from all the fights and battles and trials and tribulations that you guys have been through for the last 2 or 3 years. It has really escalated over the last 2 years to bring it to a point where you really, you had to break free. You had to have your own identity, your own voice, your own way, your own respect, all those kinds of things. And those battles are behind you now. But I think you've had to be on your guard for so long, and just prepared, and analytical thinking and strategy thrown in there as well as a lot of emotion. And for some of you, concerns of being a caregiver and a mama or a parent, but you did it. And now it's kind of just all washing over you. But I don't want you to get doubtful or insecure or anxiety ridden, especially. The cycle is ending, but a new chapter is starting to unveil. And I think that's where you actually feel that as well, and maybe get a little antsy pantsies. And I've got to accomplish everything yesterday. I've got to, move right ahead, take my little horses here in the chariot and rush right ahead. And I'm just saying, no, you just got to move comfortably ahead. Take a little trot with the Knight of Pentacles. We don't have to move fast. We can survey the landscape. We can pat ourselves on the back for the job well done to get us here. And kind of just, again, survey where we want to go next. But take your time to do so. There's no rush here, Scorpio. I just need you to kind of catch your breath. Again, give that acknowledgement to how far you've come, and how emotionally and spiritually you've matured, and how your own voice has really emerged over these last couple of years to something that you really feel confident and you really are digging. And for those of you that are looking for new love, that's on the agenda as well, out of all that tough stuff. Okay, let's get into why I'm saying it. In that first card placement is the significance of the general gist of the overall reading. We have the Nine of Wands, almost a completion state, in the 10 card suit of the Wands, which is our imagination, inspiration, taking a material reality. So for Scorpio, because you guys are just everything, so that could touch anything from family, home, relationship, to your career, to the way you're treating yourself, not only in the body, but in the mindset as well, okay? Because that's been part of this exercise of getting all that kind of in balance and treating yourself with respect, especially for some of you who had encounters with those people that didn't have that for you, and that's been kind of the lesson on how you got to that maturity. So good job here. And the 9 says you're getting into safe harbor. You're ending that state. It's a celebratory pause state in tarot and numerology. So again, all your sails might be torn and tattered in my little sailboat analogy, but all your flames are there, and you're still able to stay afloat, and you're getting onto that new land. And when a Scorpio gets like that, especially if it could take off as an eagle, and off we go. And this is why I think there's a couple of reasons why I feel the antsy-pantsy and just an overall tiredness, because that's what the Nine of Wands represents, because we're coming to an end of a cycle, right? And we've taken all the highs and lows of that journey, and we've done it. And now, again, we're kind of like mellowing out, getting to, again, survey the landscape and see where we're going and where we're going to go next, okay? But out of that, kind of how you got to the rough seas is in that 7th card placement is the way that you're feeling about yourself. I've got the Tower there. It's a major arcana card. It's a tough one, but it's a past reflection. So the breakdown has already happened. That's what that is. It's breaking down all the things that we've built up around us, brick by brick by brick, or not being vulnerable, or protection against shady people, or having to deal with this, and it's just an old way of life that needed to go by the wayside. I know that resonates with so many of you, and that's exactly what the Tower's mission is God in the universe might have even been telling you. I know in my reflection I had it where I kept hearing, nope, you got to move on, but I was too comfortable, whatever my rut was, and God said, oh yeah, here comes everything going by the wayside. And again, again, we're left in the rubble. And I think that's where you're getting kind of that tiredness, and you know that something's wrapping up, but it's always for our betterment and our benefit. Okay. So God uses that rubble to kind of like make a new kind of cobblestone pathway for you, right? To lead you in a new direction. Again, it could come out of the like lightning out of all of a sudden, but I think for some of you, it's been a real long buildup and that destruction, but it's happened. And I think you're just kind of deciphering all that information and sorting through it. And that's really good, because that's exactly what needs to happen. You don't really need to make big moves in any way, shape, or form. As the time that you're kind of tidying up that past, you're starting to look at the new landscape. And that's what that reflection is, even in the third card position of that night that I touched on earlier. He wants to take you in new directions of the material. And that position is the God position to me. It's the top of the matter in the 10 card spread, and what God wants to tell us on how to move forward. So I have the low key energy. It can sometimes be exciting, don't get me wrong. But in the Knight of Pentacles, he's more in the material world is the domain of the Pentacles, Earth signs. It's the anything, again, just like with the Scorpio, family, home, relationship, career, our bodies, all that kind of domain. And it's just but he wants to take a slow trot. It's like your seeds have been sprouting. He wants to take you for a ride. Let's go see how they're doing. Let's go see in those fields of our potential, of our harvest for tomorrow. So he just wants to like have you enjoy yourself right now. So that's the message, especially against the crossing card. Like what's not allowing that first card placement of the 9 of Wands to really feel like you're going into safe harbor. A wind down in the completion cycle is taking place. And that's the major arcana card, the Chariot. It's ambition. It's wanting to move forward. And I wanted to move forward yesterday. I'm trying to think everything. I'm trying to keep everything together, because that's a reflection of using logic with intuition, our heart with our mind, not getting pulled in different directions, not looking like responsibilities and obligations are overwhelming. It's again mastery of thought in the ancient tarot, because he doesn't even hold on to the reins. But it means that kind of stuff is getting away from you, Scorpio. Or if you want to move on so badly, I get that as well. But you don't have to do it at a Superman speed, okay? You need time to, again, to relax, decipher. God's still doing its work with you, and right now to be able to bring you to a new place. So allow that to happen. And I'm really going to validate it, because in that 7th card placement, like I said, the Tower, that's a woozy-madoozy anyway, right? We're shaken up. It's chaotic. It's upheaval. It's upsetting. It's all sorts of stuff. You're losing the ground beneath you, literally, is what in the older decks you'll see people falling down to the tower so we can get to the ground and get safe harbor. But especially for Scorpio as a water sign, in my deck, see those water thing, it's also been about a huge amount of emotion, feeling, all sorts of kind of dramas, everything for you. That's been all thrown up like pickup sticks everywhere for you to kind of sort out what's important to you and what's not, what goes by the wayside and what stays, right? That's the destruction of the Tower, but it's all been for your benefit. Again, for you to get to the place where you not only respect yourself, but that's what only you're going to accept in the future. You know what I mean? And finding that delicate balance of how to explain yourself, keep your identity, and move forward. And that's where the reward is happening here too. You know, so it's like you really got to believe in this, because I'm just going to hit on it right now, because like I said, I'm jumping around everywhere. I'm sorry, Scorpio, but the reading dictates it. In the 6th card position, what's happening right now? So how I'm feeling about myself is the Tower. And the first card, I'm kind of wiped out, but I know I've come so far. And in the Star, this is a major arcana card as well. So when we're having major arcana cards, we're having a life lesson. And these two are wrapping up life lessons to me. And the Star, to me, is probably the toughest card, along with the Moon, in the tarot to me, because it literally brings you to your knees. In my deck, it's based on mythology, so it's Pandora's box. She's opening up, and all the negativity, all the ailments, all the chaos, all the anxiety and fears that you've been dealing with over these last couple of years have all been coming around and buzzing you and slapping you in every other kind of way, and those encounters. But there's a Star. In that dark sky, you're keeping your eye on hope and faith, and there's a reward for that, Scorpio. You're kind of karma in a way, too, because your rejuvenation, you go from the insect to the eagle, and that's what's happening. That's what's been happening for a while now, and it's really, you've been getting your wings for a while now, so just take your time, stay up in the air, enjoy the view, take your time to connect with God and refresh, because that's the karmic reward out of the Star. I'm not saying stupid stuff doesn't happen, but the tough stuff that led you here is over over and done with. So good job. It's a universal A plus to me when I see the star, because it's a reprieve. It's like so welcome. It's so deserving for you. I just know it for so many of I read for you, but it's just, kudos to you, Scorpio, because you really deserve it. And out of the tower comes the star too. So good job here. You're really getting it. And I just have to validate again, you just really need to believe in yourself, because we get that confirmation here. So I've got this wrap up everywhere, but in the gut of the matter, in that fourth position, the base of the matter, in the 10 card spread, what I like to say, the gut feeling, you've got the Queen of Wands. That's you, honey bunnies, not anybody else. Maybe you put that power and authority to other people in your life. It doesn't need to necessarily be a woman. It's a lot of times could be a reflection of someone that is a good mentor to you, a good guide of the creative and the imagination. It makes you feel like a warm fire on a cold day. She's those attributes. She's a lioness. She's strong. She's a protector. She's strength, right? She's courage. But at the end of the day, no matter what, it's your reading. So those are all reflections in you, and you know it. You have it in your gut. So let her roar. And maybe that's why it's sitting under the chariot. You want to get moving on it. You've got some creative ideas you want to do, or you just want to wrap up yesterday. And that's happening. But just wrap it up slowly. You know what I mean? It's already happening anyway. So you need to get your footing rather, and you need to get your landscape. And you need to enjoy this moment too. That's why I think that, while you're tired, I think it's also a moment for you to celebrate yourself. And I think that's why God is giving you that pause to really take that time to really reflect and say, wow, look how far I've come. I am so different right now. And you're so confident. And, that's where that eagerness is coming from. And that's a beautiful flame to give oxygen to. But I need you to first catch your own breath. Okay. So believe in the queen that's emerging from you. And also too, I'll say this, in the fifth card placement is what's past reflection. That's what I was saying, for some of you that might be beating up on yourself. Did I do a good job as a parent? Did I do a good job as a caregiver? Did I give enough nurturing here to the people I love? But more importantly, did you give yourself enough nurturing? And I think that's what's happening now that needs to take place. Even though it's in the fifth card placement, which is the past reflection, the Empress, a major arcana card. She's Mama, she's Mother Earth. She's, again, another representation of harvest, that you know that the potential is there for all that, right? And maybe you've already reaped some harvest, which is even better. And that gives you the stirring on. Or maybe you're having a reflection, like looking at what you reaped from what you sowed, and you've gotten in the star place. But I'm not going to buy into that, because I think that's a just bit of self-doubt. I know my Scorpio people that I have in my life are full of integrity and ethics, and always trying to dig deep into the meaning of what's happening in their life to make themselves better for themselves and the people around them. So I don't want to hear any of that, any self-doubt here. And especially if it's stirring on that, you're shaking up your faith and your hope with, the tower definitely does as well. That's the whole point. I need to have a let go, let God moment, because God's got to get in there, and that's the test, and you've done it. So you really have a good job here, and you get good karma out of this. So I only want you to believe in the positive, like the queen, right? And even the reflection of the exalted state of the emperor is again, a reflection of Mother Earth, abundance, creativity, giving, compassion, gratitude, right? Feeding people even would be all under the domain of the Empress. So just keep doing you, because that's how you got to the star. It's just such a good karma card. I can't say how beautiful it is, especially the tough lessons of the tower, and even the Empress as well. Okay, so, and in the eighth card position, how other people look at you, this is really interesting. It's a Six of Cups. It's a celebratory state in the area of our heart, emotion, the water sign domain, you guys. But all your cups are there. You have that one cup in your hand, and it means in tarot nostalgia, looking back. So if you want to bring like a sense of nostalgia and fun and, memories to situations today from yesterday in the positive and exalted state, that is great. And if you're looking back on yesterday to get the lessons from that time period, so you become wiser and more experienced and, more confident and more self-esteem and more love, that's great too. But because it's how other people view you, the Six of Cups in tarot means that nostalgia, but you're looking back not necessarily in the best of ways. No, I'll say this. Actually, I'm hearing it in my head, and I'm not even a psychic, but I'm going to turn that around. I think because the reflection, like I see, the five cups there and the six is her. She's looking there like nostalgia. But I would say this to those people and situations in your life that you knew you need to leave behind, there that maybe had that authority of you or a sense of power, they now look at you as someone that's moving on in your own heart direction, your own emotional flow. You know what I mean? And that might even shake them up a little bit if they need to stay in your life, so they treat you with a little dignity and respect. That would be definitely a reflection out of that. Okay. And I know for a lot of you Scorpios, that's been a thing of the heart as well. So good job here. So use that wherever that resonates for you, Scorpio. Be kind, be gentle, but just know that's a power that you might have as well. Okay. So again, if it's you that's lingering there in a negative way, snap out of it, move on. Okay. Because that's what's happening here. And in the ninth card position, I'm just going to validate that as well. In the ninth card, it's our hopes and fears. We've got the major arcana card, the sun. The sun appears after a dark time of enlightenment, of emotional and spiritual maturity, where we're really digging deep, like out of the tower, out of the star, to get our stuff together, right? And God says, good job here, Scorpio. I'm going to open up that heart and your head, and I'm going to allow a big burst of sunlight, like a laser beam, to bring a fresh air in there, and also to zap all those insecurities, fears, and doubts and anxieties that have been built up out of the trying time of the star and the tower. That's their domain, right? That's what their whole thing is, to shake you to your core so you're not shooken anymore. And the sun kind of gives you that dose of life to your tree of your core, right? It gets those dead leaves out that are off, the dead branches. God gets out there with the sun when we're selling ourselves in any way, shape, or form, or just having a razzmatazz about our spirit or our ideas. The sun gives us extra favor. Everything gravitates to the sun. But that extra favor is you. It's divine order on you. It's shining on you. You're standing in the spotlight. So don't be afraid of any of these things, okay? Just go. And also, I'll say this, just because it's sitting on the Six of Cups, have a realistic viewpoint. Let God and the truth shine on people in situations that no longer serve you. That I will say there, okay? Take the wisdom and experience in the good way, but don't linger in any way, shape, or form, because it's just sitting in that hopes and fears, and again, how other people view you. So use the hope for your light, for yourself. It's divine order shining on you, Scorpio, and you so deserve it. And part of this is so moving about new directions. For those people that are looking for love or just bringing more love into their life and family situations, relationships, all that kind of thing, this is in your capable and powerful hands, okay? Scorpio, and the 10th card is a outcome card. So we're moving out of the 6, and we've got the 7 of Cups here. More emotional flow, which has been the shakeup, I guarantee it, in the area of the Tower. And the 7 is the seeker, the contemplation, meditation of new moves, in this case, the area of the heart, right? But all your cups are there. Aphrodite in my deck is emerging from the waters of your emotional maturity and saying, what is your wish? Where do you want to take that big heart of yours next, Scorpio? So start to define it. Take their time, no rushing. Planting your seeds have been done. Now, go give yourself a little water, some care and nurturing, right? Don't feel like you have to have fancy pansies. Take your time. Just take your time. Okay. There's no need for rushing. And all those dreams that you want to come true are going to start to formulate in a new direction that coming out of the 7. It's a crossroads card for me, because if you really were happy where you were, you wouldn't be at the crossroads. So a lot of you have moved on in new directions, and that's just an affirmation that a good job here. And we're really getting our footing about us, right? Okay. And we're getting the rewards of the heart for that self-identity as well. That's been blended with the heart, which so many of you have been working on. I just couldn't say I'm so proud of you. And in the bonus card, even God in Universe is so proud too. The 10 of Cups, it's a happily ever after in the area of the heart. It's about the respect that you hold for yourself out of these trials and tribulations that you've learned about your identity and your voice. It's the wrapping up of the minor arcana suit of the heart, right? When you reach the 10, a new start is starting to happen. And that's probably why God in the Universe is asking, what do you want that to be? Okay, Scorpio, so design it not only just for the heart, but in the material world. You get to blend the material with the spirit this week in a really defining way that's all about you. So let nothing undermine your ability to be confident in yourself, because it's just the stuff that's lingering from the past, and maybe just packing up stuff. Like I said, you just need to sort it out. You had a whole bunch of moving in a new direction, and all the boxes need to just be unpacked or shoved away or given to God and the universe to take care of. Whatever that is for you guys, you got it, because it's such a great reading. It's time to you to step out in that light. Oh, it's so wonderful. So thank you so